So today I'm going to cover some home buying basics as well as some secrets. Hey everyone, it's your guy Bry, realtor with Atlanta Communities Real Estate Brokerage, and today I'm going to be going over the secrets of home buying. But before we can get to that, I'm going to cover some of the basics of home buying. So why even own a home in the first place? Well, unlike renting, you can actually do almost whatever you want with it. It's your own property, so nobody's going to tell you what you can and can't do outside of the government. In addition to that, property generally appreciates over time, so you could sell it in the future and generate a profit. You can also rent the property if you wanted to generate some extra income, or rent out part of your property. You've seen with Airbnb and other short-term rentals that has become a huge market. Before you get started on the home buying process, you're gonna wanna have a few things. Generally, you're gonna wanna have good credit, decent credit at least. You're gonna wanna have income. You need to be able to prove that you have income, and you're going to probably want some money saved up. I mean, we all want money saved up anyway, but you'll definitely want some outside of your emergency fund for buying a home. If for some reason you don't have those things, or maybe you only have one of those things, you can find a cosigner. And a cosigner can be somebody that is a friend or a relative that has good income, good credit. You can always refinance them off in the future once you establish your credit and income. So what are you gonna need that money for? The biggest cash expense when buying a home is probably the down payment. It is common for it to be around 20%, but there are FHA loans, which are 3.5% of the total purchase price of the home. And then there are also programs out there that are 100% financed, so you wouldn't have to bring any cash towards the down payment. When you're buying a home, you typically need to give the sellers a deposit. That tends to be between 1% and 3%, at least here in Georgia. And in addition to that, there are also closing costs. Closing costs are things like the attorney's fees, title fees, things like that. And that can also be negotiated and split with the seller. You're also going to want money to move in and buy furniture. Some of those things can wait, but you're gonna need some cash up front. You don't wanna go broke buying a house. All right, that about covers the basics. So now we're gonna get into the secrets. These aren't really secrets, but they are tips that I like to tell clients that I'm working with, just because I think it can help stop a lot of confusion and frustration in the future. So when people are looking for a house, they'll want these type of cabinets, this type of countertop. It needs to be blue on the outside. It needs to be fenced in. You gotta manage your expectations. So when you're looking for a home, it's very rare that you're gonna find every single thing you're looking for. That being said, you can find a lot of things. You can find even most things that you're looking for in a home, but you are probably not going to find every little thing you're looking for. And that's okay. You know, sometimes you have to add your personal touch to the house to make it a home. And you should know that home buying isn't always a super smooth process. There are a lot of people involved, a lot of different people involved, and things can get a little bumpy, a little rocky, but that's where it's up to your agent to step in and be a really good problem solver. You know, I got into real estate and I enjoy real estate because for me, it's like solving a puzzle, and it's a really complex puzzle, and it involves a lot of different people. And so it's really up to your agent to be able to bring everybody together so it functions smoothly. All right, this is a really cool one, and it's a really simple one. You could do it right now if you're looking for a home. Before you go out and actually start looking at the homes, type in the address and look at it on Google Maps. Look at an aerial shot. You know, the land behind the home could be a landfill or a cemetery or something that you don't necessarily want to live behind. And so that can save you a lot of heartache instead of moving in and finding all of that out after the fact. If you don't know about Google Street View, it's when you click on the little yellow guy on Google Maps and you can actually virtually drive around the neighborhood. That just kind of saves time. So if there's something down the street that you don't like or wouldn't even consider, you don't have to go out there and actually look at the property. You can kind of skip that step. Okay, so here's another little secret tip about home buying. I always advise that my clients drive through the neighborhood or the area that they're looking at night, or even if they're under contract on a house, I'm like, hey, drive by at night, see how the neighborhood is. Because what if the guy next door to you has a garage band every evening? You're there during the day and you don't hear that, then all of a sudden you own the house and you've got something crazy like that going on. And this is probably my favorite one. I do this whenever I'm buying a house, even if it's an investment property. If you're driving through the neighborhood and you see someone that's out jogging or on a walk or something like that, just stop and say hey and talk to them. Okay, so this next one isn't really much of a secret, but there's a great website for checking out the ratings for the schools in the school district, and then it's got a whole bunch of info, probably more than you'd want to know. So I will put a link to that website in the description, and be sure to check it out. And so that's it for today. I just wanted to give a few little tips, secrets that I had in the back of my head, and share them with you. So stay tuned, because I will probably be doing more detailed videos on each one of those things that I talked about. I do post videos every week, so be sure to check out whatever I have going on next week. Thanks for watching.